With Leichhardt Oval bathed in sunshine, the Western Suburbs Magpies make their way onto the field for an important game this afternoon. Will certainly do their confidence a world of good if they're able to get across the top of a Balmain side that will certainly be very fired up in front of a pretty good home crowd here. There's a side for you. Only really the one change to what was initially nominated. Darren Fritz was scheduled to play in jumper 16 on the bench. Baker goes in playing in jumper 19 as a result of the withdrawal of Darren Fritz. The rest of the team as per program. And now we see the Balmain Tigers make their way down the players' tunnel here at Leichhardt Oval, led by Darren Centre, a fellow that played a lot of hooker early in his career these days, playing at lock forward and doing a good job too. Just the one change to their side this afternoon. Michael Gillette is out. He's succumbed to a knee injury, replaced by the very talented Jason Sinclair in jumper number 16. Good pack of forwards: Walker, Nable, Lowry, Himono, O'Neill and Centre. And one of the young charges for the Western Suburbs side is, of course, that man on screen, Justin Brooker. Has played 5 first-grade games for the Magpies, has scored 4 tries and has contributed to the improved form of Western Suburbs in no small way. And the first-grade referee this afternoon, Rod Lawrence. Video referee, Chris Ward. And for Rod Lawrence, a big occasion. To the best of my knowledge, this would represent only his second first-grade game. The Tigers to defend the southern end of Leichhardt Oval. And Leo Dinova will get proceedings underway for the Magpies. Can they string together their second consecutive win?
The first 10 or 15 minutes for this Western Suburbs side is going to be critical. No penalties early and good ball control.
Time on, and a reasonably deep kick that lands 15 out from the Balmain try line. There's no doubt the Magpies will be fired up and will need to make the most of their opportunities in this game. There's a robust run too, which sees the Tigers in possession 32 metres out from their own line as Solomon Himono gallops onto it. He'll play at 7 on his own side of halfway. Now off to the left now with Mark O'Neill. And a good run too, tackled by Leo Dinova. Now they swing it at the open side from field inside. Ball to Solomon Himono, who took off. And this has been an excellent first set of 6 for the Tigers. That's the last tackle. Field kicks towards the corner. Brett Hodgson racing across for the Magpies and took it cleanly. Good effort by him. Sean Garlick on the sideline this afternoon. G'day.
Yes, thank you, David. A beautiful day here at Leichhardt Oval, as you mentioned. And Balmain running with a fairly stiff southerly breeze behind them in this first half. It should be of great benefit to them. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great forward contest today. Jason Lowry backing up from the test on Friday night. But I'll tell you what, these Western Suburbs backs, there's 8 out of 13 players in that starting side today under 23 years of age, and 7 of them local juniors. So that's good signs for Western Suburbs. They come off a good win last week. We're hoping they can back it up again this week.
Now big Harvey Howard. Thank you, Sean. And nice to be working with you again. Howard plays it on his own 30. Now Dinova, long cutout pass, which went out to the winger on the far side of the field, and the ball trickles into touch. Not the ideal start.
Yeah, we saw Balmain with a great first set of 6 there, where they advanced the ball powerfully with their big boys, Himono and Lowry, and then we saw Craig Field with the kick.
Save your energy, guys. Save your energy. We're walking and walking.
And then we see Western Suburbs with a very, very poor first set of 6.
Stay in for me, Lock.
First scrum of the match to pack. 7 metres on Western Suburbs side of halfway. Across the park they come. This is Jason Webber to play it. Leo Dinova involved in heavy defence early in this game. Here's Himono. That's his 3rd touch of the ball. And he'll play it about 12 metres into Magpies territory. Now back towards the short blind. Oh, the ball's on the deck. Chance for McGuinness, and he picks it up. He's like greased lightning. He got it, but couldn't get to his feet quickly enough. So the Magpies falling on the loose ball. Balmain are looking very good when they've got the football, exploiting the edges of the rucks and making inroads, Mario.
It's really important that Leo Dinova grabs hold of this game. He's very, very critical of this Western Suburbs side. So far, he's sitting back a little bit for mine.
Here's Howard. Again, like a rampaging bull, galloping onto it. He's tackled 31 out. Now they'll bring it back to the open side. This is Dorahy. Inside pass, which was not taken. And falling on it for Balmain was Mark O'Neill. Just a point on Dane Dorahy. He's actually playing with broken bones in his hand. I believe it's his left hand. So showing a bit of courage out there this afternoon.
Well, actually, it's quite an untidy start by both these sides. A bit of early game jitters. They both need to settle down. Western Suburbs, their first couple of sets have been quite ordinary, and fortunately for Western Suburbs at this stage of the game, Balmain have made a number of mistakes as well. So here's another great attacking chance for the Western Suburbs on the 40-metre line.
That ball didn't even go in. Referee Lawrence wants it to be fed again by Dorahy. All the West players wearing black armbands this weekend in this game. I know that's not easy to see due to the nature of their jumpers. I'll explain more in a moment. Dinova from the West scrum win. Got away from the first two tacklers. Now an inside pass to McGuinness, who took off and ran another 7 metres before being felled 29 out from the Balmain line. Now the short side. Georgialis called for it. Now pops the pass back to Matt Fuller.
That's all right, that's fine.
Tackled right on the Balmain 30. Now back to Mesha. Across the field to Skandalis. Running on an angle. Made himself an easy target for the Balmain defence. Now Howard. Another touch by him. Back to Georgialis. Oh, there's big defence by Hamono. In went the right shoulder. The foundation's rocked here as Georgialis takes off. Out of dummy half. Now back to Mesha. Dorahy wants it, and up goes the first kick from Western Suburbs' point of view. A great kick, plenty of pressure. It stacks on the mill, and the ball goes dead. I'll just quickly explain the Magpies players wearing black armbands as a mark of respect for Don Schofield, who played in the 1952 Premiership winning side, as you look at the replay. And that was...
Well, that's a bonus for Western Suburbs, Tappy, because now we see Balmain forced to, with a line drop out from their end. So Western Suburbs with another attacking chance. Good play by Denver as well.
For Magpie, great Don Schofield dying at 8:68 this week. Here's Howard, winding it up again, and got across the top of the first tackle, which was Adam Nabel. Just rolled him. And the Magpies get a penalty.
They actually compounded at Balmain, but Nabel's put his hand up. He's obviously damaged a thumb, or it looks like he might have broken a hand. So that's bad luck for Balmain.
As a result of Howard running straight over the top of him. Now Dorahy thought there was a gap there. It closed quickly when Jason Lowry converged. No score on the board here as Western Suburbs launch another attacking raid. Skandalis to play it, just 10 metres out. They go the short side, chance for them. Brooker, he's got his head down, surging for the line. Good Balmain defence though. The Tigers equal to the task. The open side, big backline set here from Dinova. Long pass to Dane Dorahy. The fullback trying to chime in. He overran the pass though, and subsequently Dorahy took the tackle. Now Dinova straightens up, pops a pass to Georgialis. There's still a chance. The Magpies with Barry Davis.
It's a forward pass.
Indeed.
Enterprising play by Western Suburbs though. They've had some pretty good quality possession in this first 10 minutes. And they've put some pressure on the Balmain side as we see Walker advancing the ball from his own end.
Nothing quite like a win.
There's the replay there. Denver, he's had a good game early. It's Georgialis over his head, but no, unfortunately it's forward.
Now Jason Lowry was able to offload to Hancock, who'll play it 20 metres on his own side of halfway. Lowry in jumper number 10. Sean Garlick. Harvey Howard's made a major impact for the black and white so far.
He certainly has. He's going to need to go forward all day if Western Suburbs are going to have a hope. They love to throw the ball wide, but they need to go forward first. Ben
Duckworth now onto the field too in jumper 17 for Balmain. Good player. This is Hodgson, who's got pace to burn. About 10 metres in from the Western touchline. Now across the field to Barry Davis. And he's sorted out well and truly.
Shane Walker got hold of him there.
Indeed. Now Mesha to Dinova. Out wide to Dane Dorahy, stepping. He likes to take the line on. The little number 7. Was wrapped up quickly that time. Now from Mesha away to Brabeck. And they keep it alive.
But they're all standing still, Tappy. All standing still, and they're easy bait for the Balmain defence.
7 minutes gone. A touch over, in fact, no score on the board. Oh, short passer went to ground. Lowry, pushing people out of the way to get to the ball. Georgialis came up with it. Interesting.
Referee's ruled 6 more to the Magpies.
He has. Interesting, Lowry played at the man there, not the football.
Yeah, here's the replay here.
Have a look at this.
It's obviously gone off the hand of Lowry. Yeah, he's pushed him there. The referee's ruled play on. That's fair enough. As we see now, Skandalis trying to advance the football. That's a good run by Skandalis.
10 metres on their own side of halfway. Now the short side again. They're opting for that play often. And that was an interesting tackle. brought about by the grasp of the collar. Now Dinover again. And big defence again. Hodgson couldn't handle it. Smashed by Jason Lowry. There's been a head clash in there. Lowry and Hodgson still down. There's Tommy Radonicus.
He must owe Matt Fuller money, Hodgson, because I tell you what, this is the worst dump pass I've ever seen. There's Hodgson there, gets absolutely hammered by, I think it's Carlaw, but yes. Matt Fuller just sits the pass up nicely. Here it is again, bang!
Yeah, big defence. Looking at it again, you're right. It certainly wasn't Lowry. But Lowry, nonetheless, is not well. So some toughness being showed by the Western Suburbs fullback, Brett Hodgson, who has resisted attempts to drag him off the field. He's going back into position. We'll have a scrum pack 10 metres on the Magpies side of halfway.
Just on Adam Nable, he got a numbness in his arm from that tackle earlier. He should be okay. They're just trying to get some feeling back into it now.
And Don Schofield passed away at Cessnock during the week.
Now we see the Tigers with a great attacking opportunity as we see, oh, don't tell me, the natives are getting restless there. And this will be a test for this young referee.
Mesher and Nable being called out. Craigfield at the back of the scrum for Balmain. Pass away. Sinclair at 16 did very well. Now Hamono. And the Magpies offside.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here, Balmain. They might elect to go for touch, put some pressure on Western Suburbs. It's a differential penalty, we heard the referee say, so no doubt the Tigers will shoot for the sideline. There's Field there, and they'll put on a good set play.
Field to shoot for touch on the eastern side of Leichhardt Oval. Still no score. 9.5 gone. And Walker comes galloping onto the pass, and what a great run too. Very inspirational. They're just a couple of metres out the Balmain side. Lowry's looking for the football, didn't get it there though. Oh, the pass didn't go to Craigfield as was intended. Picked up by Jason Sinclair, got the pass out the back to Hamono. That was a knock-on.
Bit of a rush set of 6 there by the Tigers. They didn't really look comfortable at any stage, which culminated in the offload. There's an offload there, and then we see Solomon not able to handle the football. So I'm sure Coach Wayne Pearce won't be, there's the errors there, 3-all at the moment, but I'm sure Wayne Pearce will be a bit disappointed there. The Tigers probably blew a good opportunity.
No, they're not making the most of the opportunities. Still no score. Magpies hanging in there. Now in 17 for West's Dale Bonner. 25 out from their own line. Scandalis takes yet another hit up. And plenty of Balmain defenders there, including Darren Centre. Good to see Leo Dinover getting himself so involved with this game early. He's been heavily criticised since joining West from Newcastle. Georgialis dummying, trying to thread the needle through the Balmain defensive line. Now the short side again, they choose to operate from. Dale Bonner. It was, as the clearing kick comes out. Gee, that's got a nasty bounce on it, hasn't it? But the Tigers come up with it.
Just poor organisation though, Tabby. Last tackle, they needed to get a good kick downtown. They got caught on the last tackle, and now we see Balmain with a mistake again. So
Sinclair to Carlaw, and that was a regulation catch, really. Entitled to be taken.
Here it is here. Just a nice pass. Yeah, Carlaw took his eyes off the ball, and another mistake for the Tigers.
Stay up hard, the ball's miles, man.
To his credit, Dinover got up in his face and made the catch that much harder.
Don't walk forward, the mark is right on the
You can hear it as it happens.
Stay in lock, I need you in lock.
Rod Lawrence not happy with the scrummaging here this afternoon.
Bring it back, no, bring it back.
Second scrum in the space of a couple of minutes.
It's too much push, don't put it
Rod
in.
Lawrence is quite an inexperienced referee, so this will be a good test for him today.
Won by West, obviously. Dorahy out to Dinover, scrappy pass. Oh, chance for Balmain, couldn't be held. That was Webber, and if he took it cleanly, it was put down the glasses.
Well, Dinover threw the pass. Webber raced up quite quickly in the Western Suburbs back line and looked like he was going to take the intercept, but the ball went astray. Here it is here. Dinover scoots the ball up. Nice long pass. Ooh, and that was close to a try for the Tigers. But now we see the Magpies with another scrum, and a scrum they should win.
5 metres on Balmain's side of halfway. Doherty, who's put his arm up in this match so far, hasn't he? Willing to get involved. Now Dinover again. Balmain defence up very quickly. McGuinness, will he be wrapped up? He's dangerously close to the Western touchline. Fell down. Now in jumper number 11 for the Magpies, Matthew Fuller. Balmain moving up very quickly. The run around now involving Doherty and also Dale Bonner. Howard again, certainly taking it up with great gusto this afternoon, as he needs to. Vital if Western to win this match this afternoon. Bonner again. Talk about a work ethic. He's touching the ball all the time. Shaping
up as a good set for Western Suburbs. They've advanced the ball very well, and now we see Dinover with the football. He's going to kick.
Deep back line set.
And it's an ordinary one.
Yeah, midfield bomb. It could bring anything, though. Hodgson came up with it for Western Suburbs, managed to get the ball away. Was there a knock on there? Waiting for Rod Lawrence to make a decision. It's just a turnover.
Yeah, just a poor kick by Dinover. Now we see Balmain with the football on about the 40-metre line. But both sides, poor starts from both sides. I'm sure Tommy Rodonicus and Wayne Pearce would be happy as we see a penalty now for a strip in the play of the ball. So the Tigers get the football.
Well, Sean, silly play from Western Suburbs after building a good foundation with some good sets of 6 and some good fast play the balls.
Yeah, that's right, David, but I've noticed already that both sides have real willingness to throw the ball around. It's come up with a few handling errors early, but it's what got the win for West last week. They threw the ball around and every pass stuck. The only thing is when they don't, it can bring you unstuck.
Now for Balmain, Big Adam Starr. Trying to entrench himself in the top grade. Now this is Darren centre. He's 21 metres out. Effortlessly, they make 20 metres in their first 2 hit-ups in this set. Here's an inside ball for the fullback, which went nowhere. Can Dinover get his hands on it? No, he can't.
Just the application from Balmain's quite poor today. The regulations, it was a set play. There it is there, the inside pass. Just had no hope, Joel Kane, of catching that pass. Oh,
too hard, wasn't it?
What's it like to be a coach? Wayne Pearce and Tommy, they would be sitting quite uncomfortably in their seats today.
Scrum packs are about 22 metres out from West try line, right in the centre of the park. Now from Dinover to the winger. Good to see him coming in, looking for some work too. Jared Mills, McGuinness, Will of the Wisp. Got some pace from a standing start, the little number 3. Been in good form the last couple of weeks too, hasn't he? Matthew Fuller to play it for the black and whites. Harvey Howard again putting his hand up. There's some good defence. Equal to the task, Mark O'Neill. Grassing the big English front rower. 5 metres on their own side of halfway. Inside pass from Mesher. Still no score on the board. Been some errors in this game. As Dinover kicks, Joel Kane coming across for Balmain. And a blanket of black and white defence there. Coach Wayne Pearce.
He doesn't look too happy to me, and probably justifiably so. They've been quite untidy, the Tigers, and no doubt he'd be hoping for a better effort.
And what a great ambassador for rugby league Junior Pearce has been, and continues to be. Amono wants it. Powerful run. Hits it up 7 or 8 metres. There's the possession in the game so far.
Yeah, Western Suburbs 68% of the possession. Balmain get 32. So Western Suburbs have got the football, but they made a number of errors so far. As you see, Field with a nice kick into the corner.
With the amount of possession Wests have had, Sean, there's no doubt Balmain would be very pleased to still have them scoreless.
Absolutely, and it's very frustrating when you've got a win behind you, not to be able to take advantage of it by not having any possession. Wests are doing everything they need to do by starving Balmain of possession, and if they keep going in and going at half-time close to Balmain, then they'll get their tails in here in the second half.
10 metres on their own side of halfway. Grabeck plays it for the Western Suburbs side. Georgialis dummying before offloading to Justin Brooker, who does hit the ball at pace. They'll play it right on the halfway line now. With the amount of possession they've had, they'll start to get frustrated shortly, Western Suburbs, if they're not already. Right on the halfway line still. Swing it right. Oh, Dinover can't handle that. It was an awful pass. Comes back up for Scandalis, who elects to put a big torpedo punt in the air. Plenty of Western Suburbs chances there. Georgialis got a hand to it.
That would have been play on too. We heard the referee said they're all on. So that's a bit of a let-off for the Tigers there. Georgialis holds that football, there was the potential for a try there. Here it is here. We could hear the referee say they're all on. And Georgialis merely has to hold that football for a try.
The ball really hung up there in the breeze too. There's Ben Duckworth being assisted from the field, and he's got problems. Torpedo style kick from Skandalis, and it really did hang there.
That's bad luck. That's bad luck for Duckworth. He was their form player for the first 6 or 7 rounds of this competition.
Wasn't he ever?
No doubt that Balmain can ill afford to lose him. Here's the replay here. Referee's got no choice really but to penalise Western Suburbs. They were never behind the referee.
And then Centre wanted to take a quick tap, and referee Lawrence called them back to the position which Craig Field is now kicking from. Towards the western touchline, good kick too. They'll get the chance to restart play 9 metres or so into West Territory. Adam Starr again, met by Skandalis. Can he pop the pass away? The big fellow standing up there. Skandalis wrestled into the turf. Now across to Hamono. Tackled by Leo Dinova and Harvey Howard. Now Craig Field yet to really explode into this game. Long pass out to Webber, which went in front of him. Picked up by Hancock on the far side of the field. Still 29 metres out. This time it's Darren Centre, the skipper, looking to offload. Had nobody stringing onto the ball, which would have frustrated him, though, and he stood up long enough. Now Field. Wide pass and a dummy. Ball. Price this is in jumper number 18. Steve Price. Kane at dummy half. Now a short kick. Looking for the referee signal. It's simply a case of play on. Carlaw and Balmain certainly on the attack here. Big strong run from Villasanti. He's 19 years of age. Has he got the ball down? No, he hasn't.
What about the power of Villasanti? It was actually Blocker Roach who gave me the tip about Villasanti. Blocker's got a huge rep on this kid. Gets the ball here. Now look at the power of those legs. He's carried Mesher on his back and nearly goes over for a try. So Villasanti, a player to keep an eye on. Look at that head-on shot. He's just carrying them over. He's like a concrete truck.
Well, he made his top grade debut last weekend against Manly. 19, as I said. A real talent, obviously. So West trying to hit it up through John Skandalis right in the centre of the field. 19 metres on his own side of halfway. There's
some defence there. Balmain 81 out of 85, and then we see Western Suburbs 54 out of 58. So pretty level so far, but worries me about the Magpies. They haven't really got out from their own end.
Matt Spence in jumper 14. Ball comes out the back to Amone in jumper 15. Amone's only 18 years of age. He's a giant and he's got the ball back now. Amone's away. He finds some space, but he can gallop upfield and he continues to beat tackles. Back to Leo Dinova. He didn't have the pace. Found Georgialis. Now it's back to Burrahy and he's pulled up 15 metres short. Great play, Western Suburbs, as they go right on the attack. There's a huge overlap on the left-hand side of the field. Dinova elects to kick. He's got some chases there in Brooker. It was too long. The wrong option. Surely.
Yeah, took the wrong option. Great passage of play. Well, just been bagging Western Suburbs. Quite boring, but Jesus, where it is for a passage of play. Good quality work there.
Amone.
That's Amone. And that pass there. What a great passage of play from Western Suburbs. That's Dorothy down there. But then the kick was the wrong option by Denver. But nevertheless, they'll get some confidence from that.
Wests are playing like a team with confidence. Sean Garlick on the sideline.
Absolutely, and they get in a break, and I tell you what, they all want to run the football. They're all calling for it, and they throw the football around. They're never going to die wondering.
Gee, it'd be warming the hearts of Magpies fans watching our coverage. West playing like a football team again. I saw Tommy Radonikas just before kickoff, and he was confident. His Chargers could get the job done here this afternoon.
David, some terrible news on Ben Duckworth. He's done his anterior cruciate ligament. That's him for the season. He won't be back.
Thanks for that, Sean. And a tragedy for Duckworth, who, as Mario said, has been a standout for Balmain this year. Look at Walker. What a run by Walker. Straight over the top of Georgialis. Left him in his wake. And the little man, Hodgson, the fullback for West, ended up getting him. Here's another big fellow, Lowry. It is a big pack of forwards for Balmain this afternoon. Now, across to the right-hand side of the field from Sinclair to Webber. Webber will score surely. Webber's there. Nicely constructed try, Sinclair. It was draw, catch and pass. And Webber, who's had a couple of chances today go begging through ill-directed passes, made the most of that one.
Even though Western Suburbs have had all the football, Balmain have dominated quality possession. There's a lovely pass there. Webber steps on the inside, burrows down deep there and gets over for the first try. I'm sure he's a head-on shot. just good lateral passing it is, and he just holds the ball up. Webber steps on the inside, and he realises he's got to get himself down, and he gets over the try line. So we see Balmain now with a 4-0 lead.
With the kick to come.
Yeah, good play there. Bit of width in the pass. Very hard to defend that close to the line. Western Suburbs, though, they haven't seen the other end of the field with Balmain.
It took some 23 minutes for the first points to be scored in this game. There is your try scorer, Webber. Third try for season 1999. And now Joel Kane, Tigers fullback, will attempt this conversion from 19 metres out and 9 metres in from the eastern touchline. Sinclair playing a major role in that try. Webber did nicely to finish it all off. Important for the Western Suburbs side to keep their heads up. They've been very competitive in this match. And obviously their plan would be to hit back as soon as possible. A lot of talk behind the west line, as that picture just showed you. You're now looking at Joel Kane, and he moves in and strikes it nicely. That looks beautiful. It is. Flags in the air. So after 24.5 minutes gone in this game, it's Balmain 6, Western Suburbs no score.
It was just weighted possession and field position for Balmain. Western Suburbs short on their left-hand side. Brooker had to slide, was going too fast and just stepped inside Webber. Good try for Balmain. What a fantastic kick in this win from the sideline. That might come in handy, that goal kick.
Back underway. Thanks, Sean. And Craig Field.
As you said, Tappy, the critical thing is how Western Suburbs respond now. They really need to keep it simple, move that defensive line up and slow the play ball down. Good run too by Walker.
Walker having a blinder for the Tigers. 10 metres on their own side of halfway. Big Solomon Himono did well to get the pass away. Magpies starting to let them stand and offload now. That, I'm sure, is not part of their game plan. Starr did likewise. They keep the football alive. Chris Morecambe now in jumper number 2. Tackled in the centre of the field, and they're 35 metres out as Nabel makes a darting run. That is tackle 5. What will they do? Craig Field to the right. Run around. Field finds himself back in possession. He's got pace to burn too and sets up his outside man. That's a beautifully constructed Balmain try to Craig Hancock on the eastern side of the field and put that straight down to Craig Field.
Yeah, worrying signs for Western Suburbs. Balmain, too much latitude to play the ball. As we see the Tigers cheer girls, they're happy, boy. Craig Field, here it is here. The play the ball is just too quick for Western Suburbs. As you can see, they can't get back quick enough, and it's a double around. We see nice rotation there. Field with this pass here. It's a cutout pass straight through the gap there and holds the pass up well. Nice pass there to Hancock, and hasn't he been around for a while.
Unselfish play from the Balmain number 7. He probably could have scored the try anyway, Mario.
The head-on shot's the key. Nice lateral pass there. Field doubles around, gets through the hole. Denver needed to make that tackle, and then he just a matter of draw and pass. And Hancock, how many times has he done this?
So the former Manly connection laying on that try for the Tigers. Another look at it.
And that's what they need, the Tigers, a nippy halfback who's got a good passing game. They've been a bit slow early, this Balmain side, but the speed of their play to goal is great there.
So now the attempted conversion from Joel Kane, almost identical position from which he converted the previous try. About 5 metres in and 20 metres out. His confidence will be up if that's any indication. Nice looking kick. That's just going to run wide of the post though. 10 points to 0 in favour of Balmain with 13.5.
West's always in trouble here, but what didn't help things was Dane Doherty flew up out of the line. Leo Denver just a little bit too slow, and that's what didn't allow him to get to Craig Field. Just a simple miss in the end, and Craig Hancock there to finish it off.
Dinova set to get us underway again. 10-0 in favour of the Balmain side. Just a touch over 13 minutes remaining in the first half. As Field comes up with it.
He could prove to be the signing of the year, Craig Field. Perfect chemistry, although
he's not well.
I've absolutely put the mock on him. Don't tell me.
Clutching it.
He looks like he's in pain there.
Like his lower stomach.
Let's have a look. Doesn't look like steps off the right foot. Let's see how he falls. Yeah, could be a shoulder maybe. Just looked like an innocuous type tackle. Didn't nothing too much in the tackle. He's fallen on his shoulder, and that's terrible luck. Oh no, they can ill afford to have a serious injury to him, although we see big Adam Starr rolling along.
Balmain, 35 out from the west try line. Now Hamono was jogging onto the ball, really didn't take it at pace. That's tackle 5. They go to the left. Jason Sinclair will put the ball high in the sky, and it'll go over the western touchline on the full.
I'm just having a look at Craig Field. It doesn't look too good. It looks like he's holding his collarbone. Don't tell me he's broken a collarbone. Exactly what Balmain didn't need, as we see Western Suburbs now through Hodgson.
Hodgson plays it back to Barry Davis in number 5, who really crabs across the field. Really a nothing run, gained perhaps half a metre from Dorahy, now to a Moon, playing a jumper 15. He's tackled 12 on his own side of halfway.
Yeah, funny how
possession started to even up, hasn't it?
Funny how it changes around. Balmain now with 54% of the possession. Really start to roll in there, play the ball. Western Suburbs, they need to be the next side to score.
Here's Howard again, and his willingness to take them on evident. Leo Dinover now has the ball. McGuinness stepping back inside, got away from the tackle of Sinclair. This is Dane Dorahy. He's dancing about in the middle of the park and tackled 5 metres into Balmain territory. On tackle 5, Dinover will kick for Joel Kane, who's perfectly positioned, has no problems in taking that 10 out from his own line.
Yeah, Western Suburbs need to force an error here, but this would be really handy. Dinover, a bit of work from dummy half there, but they just need to advance the football, Western Suburbs, and force an error. That's a better tackle there by McGuinness.
Our man on the sideline, Sean Garlick, will endeavour to get the latest news on Craig Field. As we see Balmain through Walker. He's been one of their best this afternoon, the big number 8. Adam Starr has been in everything since being thrust into the game. Ball rate against the rules, 2 in the tackle. You just heard Rod Lawrence explain.
Here's the replay there. Starr, big man. Yeah, it's very hard. I don't know. I see it hard. Field, as I said, looks like he's got a collarbone injury of some sort, but doesn't look too happy there. Let's hope it's not too serious.
That's tragic for the Balmain 7. And getting a nice ovation from the crowd in the main grandstand on the western side of the field here is Craig Field. 10 points to 0 in favour of the Tigers.
The tackle didn't look like much, didn't it? He just fell on that shoulder. Who knows what's happening? We see Starr with a good gallop.
Yeah, what a game he's had too. Adam Starr back on the attack they go, mounting the pressure from 25 metres out. Here's a chance, racing through for Balmain is Stephen Price on the end of his own kick. It'll come back to the Magpies 20 for the restart of play. And 14.
That's Matthew Spence. That's a good run by Spence. They need a few more of them.
Some of the big Balmain forwards, Sean, are really starting to assert their superiority in this game, the likes of Starr and certainly Walker.
Yes, they are, and it's important for West now to hold on until half-time. As I said, this win's probably even strengthening now as I speak. They can go in over 10 points behind. They've got a real show in this second half, especially if Craig Field doesn't come back out. Here's
a quick tap from Western Suburbs following the penalty. They'll ultimately play it right in the centre of the field, 25 out from the Balmain try line. Georgialis wants it. He had Hodgson running, elected a dummy, kept going himself, and a good run too. Gained about 12 metres. Now it's Matt Fuller. He's setting up support players. Scantars storming onto it. He's tackled just a couple of metres out. They've got tackles on their side. They'll go left. This is Harvey Howard looking for support. It comes back to Dane Dorahy. Now Georgialis out to Hodgson. The wingers unmarked. Awful pass. And Barry Davis had no hope.
Yeah, in their quest to get some points on the board, they've just pushed the pass a little bit there. Hodgson very disappointed with himself, but quite an enterprising passenger play there from Western Suburbs. The critical thing is the offload there. Critical thing is that they don't push the pass because you only come up with errors, and where errors are exactly what Western Suburbs don't need. But I must say that set of 6 wasn't too bad. There's the errors there, 6 each.
Too many for both coaches' liking. 10-0 in favour of the Tigers, looking for their 5th victory. 1999.
Come on, guys, square it up. We're getting in and out.
After defeating Manly 18-12 last weekend. And now Sinclair, the travelling man, started his career at Balmain. Was it South Sydney, Sydney City? Back home here at the Tigers. Player Mario that really could have been anything early in his career.
Well, certainly.
Showed plenty of promise.
There's a good run there by Villasanti. Very powerful player.
Big raps on this player, Richard Villasanti. Now centre plays it. They keep the go forward. They're really on a roll, the Balmain side at the moment. West really struggling to contain them, although a mistake comes on that occasion. Now it's with Dinova. He crosses into Balmain territory. Tackled in copybook fashion by Villasanti. Now Brooker, bright prospect, the number 4 for Western Suburbs, could find his way to the try line. Now Dorahy. Matt Fuller. Oh, cut out pass from Georgialis to Hodgson. Let's play on.
Hodgson was away. 6 more tackles to Western Suburbs as we see Skandalis with a bullocking run.
Yeah, working the short blind. 6 metres in from the Western touchline. He'll play it to McGuinness. Now to Dane Dorahy. In 11 is, of course, Fuller. Out to Leo Dinova. Now this is Brooker. He kept his arms free. Gee whiz, they just can't finish it off, Western Suburbs. They start to construct some decent rugby league, and it's all falling apart at the ends.
Yeah, well, they're obviously under pressure at 10 points to 0, but they really, that's the strange thing about a game like rugby league, where
patience wouldn't go astray, though.
You've just got to settle down. That pass didn't need to be thrown by Brooker, and what we find now is the Tigers will get the football. Western Suburbs just need to be patient. I know it's hard because they haven't won too many games this year.
Sean, that's the key word for Western Suburbs. They have got to be patient. There's still a long way to go in this game.
Absolutely, David. And the thing is, they look at the scoreboard and they see they're 10 points behind. They've got to think, look, when we come back out in the second half, it's going to be much easier to dominate in field position. And everything goes your way once you're down there into the field.
Sinclair's hurt. He took the ball up. Was there a head clash in there?
He hasn't moved.
Starts to now very gingerly. We'll have another look at it for you. Here it is.
Here it is. Here. Oh, he gets cut down on the tackle, and he obviously
lands on the knees.
Yeah,
of Fuller.
It's unfortunate. The ball went loose.
Tackles in the match so far. Balmain forced to make plenty of them. The line breaks in the game.
Well, there you go. 2-1.
Boys, some very bad news on Craig Field. Mario, you're pretty spot on. A suspected broken collarbone. Certainly won't be back today.
That is bad luck for Craig Field. Collarbone, he'll be out for at least 6 weeks. And Balmain need a player of his calibre, as we see Denver with a nice pass.
Hodgson, the game was over running the ball there. He's done that a few times in this game. Not being critical of the West fullback. He's a good young prospect, but I think that's the 3rd time I've seen him overrun a pass by considerable metres. Now Dinova, out to Skandalis, who couldn't handle. And falling on it for Balmain is Stephen Price in jumper number 18. Well, once again, the Magpies demonstrating their inability to complete sets.
And there you go, they compound it with a penalty as well. So Western Suburbs well and truly playing into the Tigers' hands. The Tigers dominating possession now, as we see Darren Centre kick for the sideline, which just makes it actually. And you'll find Balmain now with a nice attacking set of 6 as we see Lowry take the ball up.
And got away. Can he pass? Didn't think about it. He preferred instead to keep charging himself. Balmain fans here at Leichhardt want a penalty for an attempted high shot. The penalty not forthcoming. Tigers back on the attack though. 30 out from West try line. 10-0 in favour of the Tigers inside the last 5 minutes of this first half. Now Sinclair trying to work the inside ball and was successful in doing so. Stephen Price to play it. 29 out. Now the blind side. Sinclair, little kick. Hodgson, very watchful, very watchful.
He did well there, Hodgson. He had a lot of pressure from the Balmain guys.
Chris Morecambe.
Chasing after the ball, Chris Morecambe. And he just, here he is here. He's just hoping they'll get over the dead ball line, and it does. Actually, the Tigers without Field. Obviously, Michael Gillette's not out there as well. So no doubt Darren Centre's going to have to take a lot of the organisational responsibilities.
I think Nable, you'll find, as Sean on the sideline, I imagine Nable is playing more a 5/8 role now.
Yeah, you would think so, David. That's the way it's going to go.
Halfback role anyway.
But tell you what, that was a great play by Brett Hodgson. That could have really been costly for West if they had to do a line drop out to Balmain and have to defend another set of 6. That could just be enough to take them in at this scoreline.
It was a classic headlock on the replay there. Dinova shoots for touch, eastern side of the field. We've just got to consolidate Western Suburbs and not allow the Tigers to score again in this half. Doherty running around.
Very disjointed in attack. It was obviously a set play, but the players were too far back. They need to advance the football and get that play the ball moving.
Oh, great tackle. Great tackle. Hamono on his opposite number, Fuller.
Call the police.
The fans have enjoyed that. What a screamer. Another look at that. Here's Fuller on the ball and bang.
And that's what happens when you don't get a good speed and you play the ball. You can just set yourself up, and as we see, the Western Suburbs side would make another error.
Balmain back on the attack. Oh, they might drop it here. No, Sinclair somehow miraculously gets the ball back into his grasp. Now it's Carlaw out of dummy half. He stands and offloads back to Sinclair. It's starting to look a little bit too easy for Balmain as Webber gets up to play it. A quick play the ball too. Oh, Lowry's gone without it. Balmain still come up with it. They're looking a little disorganised now, the Balmain side. Perhaps they didn't expect to make such easy inroads. Just a couple of minutes left in this first 40-minute stanza as Nabel goes for a gallop. Still a couple of tackles left in this set. Darren set up, sees a gap, pins his ears back. But the Magpies defenders, including Scandalis, converge upon him. Now Hamono awaited Nabel. Sinclair looking for runners. Will find one in Webber, will he? It's been picked out by Western Suburbs. An intercept. It's Morecambe, I think. You'll find it shut the gates. He's got plenty of pace. Will he get there? Indeed he will. No, it's Jared Mills, in fact. Jared Mills for Western Suburbs, I'm sorry. Mills got the 4-pointer. Oh. Was it Morecambe streaking across and cover?
Rugby league is just a game.
Mills.
Anything's possible in this game.
The bounce of the ball.
Western Suburbs are looking so pedestrian. And then we see the Jason Sinclair. It's a long ball. Bounces. Mills catches it on the fly. And he can run this kid. Then it becomes a foot race. Morecambe, you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, does his best to catch young Mills. But too quick. And what about that for a try against the runner play? Just a long pass. Too much of a risk. Jumps into his hands and he's away.
Picked it up on the fly too. He was going at full steam ahead when he swooped on the ball. Morecambe coming across in cover. I think I called him inadvertently with the ball. I'm sorry about that. I saw him coming across in the corner of my eye. Mills, look at him go. And
you couldn't have timed it better. We're just on the half-time break now. A great injection of enthusiasm for the mighty Magpies, and I'm sure Coach Tommy Rodriguez will at least have something to work with. You know, by rights, Hodgson should convert this to make it 10 points to 6. And boy, isn't that a flattering scoreline.
With Hodgson to attempt the conversion. It is really, isn't it? Flattery's an apt description from Mario. It will very likely be 10-6 here. And they'll barely have time to kick off for further play in this first half. 27 seconds left on the clock. He's 11 metres out and about 10 metres to the left of the uprights. Hodgson in, and it's successful, so it's Balmain 10 leading Western Suburbs 6.
Well, that was just what the doctor ordered from Western Suburbs. Like something from the heavens. It just popped up for him. He was on the fly. Wayne Pearce would be livid that the Balmain team wasn't able to go in at that 10-0 scoreline. And this puts Western Suburbs right back into the game. It was just a foot race in the end. And Jared Mills just too fast for Morecambe that was coming across.
I think Western Suburbs would feel a little fortuitous to be only trailing by 4 points. So here at half-time, it's Balmain 10 leading Western Suburbs 6 at Leichhardt Oval. Welcome back to Leichhardt Oval. We're at half-time. Balmain 10, Western Suburbs 6. A game that produced far too many errors on both sides in the first half, and there's the stats for you. At the completion of the first 40, Webber and Hancock tries for Balmain. Kane, a goal. Crossing for the try for Western Suburbs just before the half-time break was Jared Mills, converted by Hodgson. If you may have just joined our telecast, Craig Field, taken from the field about midway through the first half with a suspected broken collarbone after he just laid on a brilliant try.
There's some stats there. Balmain 10-6, as we said. The score line certainly flat as Western Suburbs. Line breaks 2 to the Tigers, 2 to Western Suburbs. That's pretty even. The tackles are pretty even as well. Missed tackles 9-10, so it's a pretty even ball game.
18 errors, Mario, in total, 9 to both sides.
Yes, both coaches, I'm sure the halftime report will say they're frustrated and they need to, both sides need to control the football.
So for the second 40-minute stanza, the Magpies to defend the southern end of Leichhardt Oval. They trail by just 4 points. They had all the possession for probably the first 15-20 minutes, something like 65% of the football, and couldn't capitalise. And Balmain got some quality possession. They capitalised. Here's Harvey Howard, who was trying to assert some authority very early in this game and did so, but then went into his shell somewhat. About 15 metres on Western Suburbs side of halfway. Now from Mesha away to Georgialis in 13, who's had a busy game. This is Dorahy now galloping upfield. He'll be tackled 5 metres on his own side of halfway by Mark O'Neill. Now Mesha, he cuts them wide open. He's got support. Hodgson will certainly get there. They won't catch this man. Hodgson. Well, Mesha out of dummy half has opened up the Balmain side. Lazy marker defence on the blind side. Hodgson loomed up. And a very easy 4-pointer. 10-all with the kick to come, Mario. What about that for a start?
Yeah, Mesha throws the dummy, cuts straight through. And then Hodgson, as the fullback should be, right on the spot. He was always going to score from there. And Western Suburbs have come out very, very quick and have taken this Balmain side by surprise. There's Mesha there, shows the ball. Ooh, that's a poor miss by Lowry. Nice offload there to Hodgson. And that try just before halftime for the Magpies has no doubt given them some confidence. And this try just after halftime is an absolute beauty. There's the gap there, and Lowry just overread it. And then good support play by the fullback too, Hodgson. And he's a speedster, Hodgson. He was always going to get over the line. Perfect start for Tommy Veronigas.
Hancock chasing. It was all too late, all to no avail. And he'll now attempt to convert his own try from about 21 metres out and some 15 metres in from the western touchline. He's already kicked a goal this afternoon. It was a pretty easy kick just towards the end of the first half, following the try by Jared Mills, who scooped up the ball and ran 70 metres to score, with Chris Morecambe in pursuit. Hodgson can put the Magpies in front, has struck that nicely. Brand new ball game all of a sudden. Western Suburbs 12 have the ascendancy. Balmain 10 after 43 minutes of play.
Exactly the start that Western Suburbs needed. Cherry Mesha caught them napping here really. Jason Lowry come up a little bit too far on his outside, and Brent Hodgson putting himself in position and ran away with it. What a great try and a great start to the second half for Western Suburbs.
And back underway from the boot of Morecambe.
That's the second kickoff in this half, and they're poor kickoffs. There's Harvey Howard. He's on the 30-metre line.
And plays it in the centre of the field. Dinover now. And Scandalis running out wide. Almost got through there too. Hancock clutching at him with Webber. Now Brooker. In jumper number 4, it is Matty Spence. Ball away to Hodgson. And he'll get crash tackled on the halfway line. That's
better football by Western Suburbs. Good advanced football, and then they're passing it on the left-hand side there. This guy's having a good game, Spence.
Now the short side again, desperately trying to get the ball away, trying to slip the pass around the corner. Now back to Mesha, now to Dane Dorahy. He dummies, jinks, straightens up, and found 3 Balmain defenders there. Now Mesha again, having a look at the short side, as he did just a couple of moments ago, which did bear fruit. Now from Dinover. Oh, there was a loose ball. Let's go down to Sean Garlick on the sideline.
Yes, thank you, boys. With me, I have injured 5'8" for Balmain, Michael Gillette. Michael, certainly not the start you needed in the second half. What did Junior have to say at half-time?
Yeah, definitely that second half start wasn't what we're looking for. He was just looking for some discipline. He said we're winning the game, just be patient. We don't need to throw the ball around. We've got a bit of a breeze against us, but the boys will fight on.
Adam Nabel got the pass away to Solomon Hamono. And he'll play at 21 metres out. Good chance for the Tigers now. Some quality field position. Comes across to the right-hand side of the field. Price does the kick through. It's got too much juice on it, has it? Indeed. It goes dead in goal. Back to Sean Garlick.
What's your problem and when can we expect you back on the field?
I should be right for next week's game. I just got some patella problems with my knee, but yeah, look, we've lost Fieldsy and Benny Duckworth by the looks of it, so it's going to be a tough 35 minutes for us.
Thanks, David, for your time, and good luck with the Tigers today.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean Garlick with Michael Gillette. So Western Suburbs are going through Harvey Howard. Nice offload back to Mesha. Has he got support? Finds it in Dinova. Dinova started the game very well. It's gone a little quieter since. And now taking the tackle for West's Barry Davis on the far side of the field. He did get it away. He'll now slot into dummy half as McGuinness plays it. Dinova. To the open side they come. 12 points to 10 in favour of Western Suburbs after 5 minutes of play in the second half. Dinova again. Kicks towards the Western touchline. It stands up nicely. Ideal bounce for Joel Kane. He's got Dane Doherty in pursuit. He beat the first tackle. Good darting run by Kane.
He's a good player, Joel Kane. He's a first-grade player of the future. Very, very good step. Balmain have been hurt by this.
Out to Morecambe. Yep, to Morecambe. Sorry, Mario. Heading the touch.
That's a terrible blow. As we see, you can see the Western Suburbs. Cherry Messer, he's patting all these Western Suburbs teammates on the back. That's an important tackle there. He just has to stay. Look, that sideline is just so dangerous for a winger, especially so early in the tackle count.
A lot of people here gave Western Suburbs a big hope of winning this today, despite playing like a team for much of the first half that gave themselves no hope. In front on the scoreboard. Meantime, back to Sean Garlick for the West dressing room report.
Yes, despite West going in trailing at half-time, Tommy very happy with the first half. He just wants them to stay with Balmain in the second half. He said, we've done all the hard work running into the win in the first half. Let's use the ball. Let's use our kicking game. Let's play it down there into the second half. He wants them to be more patient, and he particularly mentioned slowing Balmain to play the ball down. They've got a bit of a roll on in the first half. He doesn't want that to happen again.
Thanks, Sean. Oh, Doherty's made a meal of that. Had a big look. So that's unfortunate. He's had a busy game, the number 7 for Western Suburbs. A bit of feeling in there too between he and Walker.
Yeah, a bit of frustration.
You could hear the referee warning them 30 seconds ago to walk away, and they kept at it.
Jerry! Walk away. Guys, this is look, there's nothing here, but you had to get in on as well. You're trying to retaliate. Just walk away from it, okay?
Yeah, he's handled that pretty well, the referee. Yeah, the boys will be boys. Western Suburbs capitalising on a bit of Balmain frustration, I'd say. Balmain have got the football now. Certainly, you'd have to say Western Suburbs on top in the second half.
You would. As an offload comes the way of Jason Webber, stepping back across the field. The Western Suburbs defence, though, puts him on the deck a couple of metres on Balmain's side of halfway. Now from Nabel to Walker. Met by a wall of players, including Georgialis.
That's a knock-on. Yes, the referee's picked that up. That's a knock-on by Walker. Oh, that's very, very unprofessional by Walker. It was actually a good run too. And then you'll see, here it is here, just drops the ball cold. There's no one near him. He's blowing up to Walker, but...
He might be pulled from the field for a moment to cool down, Shane Walker.
What we see now is the Magpies with another quality set of 6, as we see Dinova with the football.
Across the field they come. He calls Brooker inside. Good run by Brooker too. Got away from Jason Sinclair's tackle. Webber coming from the back to put him down with centre. Now the short side. Oh, there's some heavy defence. Matthew Fuller. He was creamed 5 metres in from the Western touchline. Now a moan. Gallops onto it. Another good run of 6 or 7 metres. They're making good inroads in each set, aren't they? Harvey Howard absolutely storming onto the ball. 25 metres out. Western Suburbs good attacking position. That pass was forward from Dinova to Georgialis.
It was always going to be forward too. And Denver still passed the football. The referee was right on the spot, no option. Here it is here.
Could
Just
very
have a look
easily
at
have
this.
been a penalty, couldn't it?
Just a lazy option by Denver. Yeah, that's Carlaw. It looks like he might have come up with a bit of a shoulder injury, although he seems to be okay. But Denver, lazy play. Another great chance for Western Suburbs gone begging.
Well, surely that could have been and should have been a Balmain penalty. It was a blatant forward.
Well, the referee went for the easy option, which is a scrum. But I tell you what, the loss of Craig Field has impacted on this Balmain side. Creativity-wise, they've lost everything, as we see a good run there.
Darren Centre it was, Mario. He's had a good game this afternoon, the Balmain skipper. Now across the field, Carlaw again. He's got loads of pace. He opens them up. Can he get there? He's tackled by Jared Mills for Western Suburbs, 17 metres out. Bad defence from Western Suburbs. Here's Webber. Back to Carlaw. He'll get there surely. Yes, he will. Carlaw laid the try on and came back to finish it off. Balmain are back in business. 14 points to 12 with the kick to come.
Yeah, Carlaw cut straight through. He's got some pace, Carlaw. Here he is here. Watch him hit the ball into space. He puts the foot on the accelerator, and hasn't he got some speed? He surprised me. Looked like he was going to go all the way. Nice tackle there. That was Jared Mills. And then we see a little bit of stuttering there. But that was Webber. And then the inside pass, and he's got the momentum. That's great play there. That's Carlaw. Watch this run here. Webber stops and starts, and then the inside pass. They don't follow up on the inside. And Carlaw's got the strength to get out of the try line. I'll tell you what, they needed that because Western Suburbs were starting to feel like they were getting on top.
Game of fluctuating fortunes. Could shape as an interesting match in the final half hour or so. Should be 16-12. With Joel Kane to convert this from 11 metres out and a couple of metres to the right of the posts. Wests, after a dynamic start to the second half, opening up. Carlaw playing a major role in all of that, as the Balmain fullback has no problems converting. Joel Kane. It is 16 points to 12, Sean.
Well, it was justice that John Carlaw did score this try because he did all the work in the lead-up. But here we go, Western Suburbs never really got back on their line. They came up staggered. They went low, got the ball away, and then John Carlaw, it was great to put himself in that position to go over and score the try for Balmain, puts them right back in the game.
Now, Carlaw, he deserves a lot of credit. He was probably entitled to turn it up a bit after making a decisive run to get them into that attacking position. Got himself back in a position to capitalise beautifully. Now it's Hancock. Across the field, wrapped up by Matty Spence.
It came at the right time. I felt Western Suburbs were starting to really feel the possibility of maybe causing a major upset. So that try came at the right time. Here's Walker. Good run by Walker.
Been quite a game by him. He's just gained 15, make that 16 metres. Next weekend, Balmain play the North Queensland Cowboys, whilst West do battle with Canterbury at Stadium Australia.
That's silly play. It's a good run by Walker. He takes them on. There's Mesher there, falls off him like a runaway truck. But this is where the mistake's made there. That's Michael Brabeck just piggybacking Balmain out of their own end.
Here's Lowry. Played solidly for New Zealand in the test on Friday night, didn't he? Particularly the first half. Now Darren Centre for the Balmain side.
Really important passage of play now for Western Suburbs. They need to defend stoutly here.
Sinclair setting it up for big Solomon Hamono, who winds up the big legs. He's got them pumping. Dinover knocked him off balance from Webber. Now it's O'Neill in jumper number 12. Another good run. Gee, they've made some easy yardage here. Nabel, he sets his sights on the line. He's across the line. I think he'll be held up. He is.
Held up, so now we'll see the Tigers with the football. Worrying signs. I tell you what, he's very good out of dummy half, is Nabel. Very built close to the ground. Denver desperately trying to hold him up and was able to do so. A bit of a worrying sign for Western Suburbs.
You used to enjoy diving over from dummy half, or something of a Phoenix specialty.
Yes.
I've got a good memory, haven't I?
Seems like a long time ago, but now
it was.
Very important set of 6 for the Western Suburbs side.
Short blind side, no problem for Hancock. He'll get the ball down. All too easy. All too easy. And this game could just about be preparing to open up in a big way. 20 points to 12, kick to come. After 54 minutes of play, West have dropped their bundle.
Well, it was a scrum, a set play, obviously, and it worked to perfection. We saw the lock break from the scrum, go to the blind side, and Hank Hancock, as they call him, oh, he's done this a number of times. There it is there, set play. You can see the halfback break away. There's centre, draws the halfback from Western Suburbs, and then the winger has to come in, and Hancock gets a nice clear passage to the line. Disappointing there. Western Suburbs really needed to be on the ball, and that'll bring a smile to Coach Wayne Pearce's face when you see a set play work so perfectly. And as Tappy has said, that worrying signs for Western Suburbs, a couple of tries in quick succession.
Joel Kane is almost on the Western touchline for this conversion, about 19 metres out. The Balmain are now flexing their muscle. Western Suburbs, it'll be a good test for them this afternoon. Found themselves leading just after the break. I imagine we're going to get to see exactly what they're made of now that they're back in form to some degree. Kane, difficult kick. Southerly breeze blowing down the ground, and it never looked on target from the moment it left the boot. 20 points to 12 in favour of the Tigers.
Pretty basic stuff, really. One of the oldest plays in the book. So Dane Doherty needed to stay with his halfback here. He came in and took the lock. Just open passageway for Hank Hancock,
who enjoyed scoring the try too. So Dinova will get us underway. And the try scorer Hancock races forward to take the ball on his chest. He'll bring it out to be tackled just short of his own 20-metre line. Will Balmain career away from here, or can West consolidate and fight back? Now on the field for the Magpies is Bonner in 17, who played strongly in the first half when he was thrust into the action. Walker's played an excellent game for Balmain, hasn't he, Mario?
He has, and the thing I'm just enjoying Balmain's nice tidy set of 6 there. We saw a couple of good advances with Walker and Lowry, and then a nice kick at the end of it, and a good chase too by Balmain. That's great defence.
By the kicker, Sinclair, racing through, and Hodson's hurt, clutching at his face. Another look at it. He did fumble the ball here. Oh,
that's the key, the defence. So let's see what we can see there.
I think he's hit the knee.
Yeah, he's accidentally copped the knee.
Now Scandalis. Hancock involved in some of the defensive work with Adam Starr. Dinova to the open side they go. Swinging it across the park, Georgianis, big dummy, creates some space. He's got no support to speak of though, and the ball pops out with Jason Sinclair falling on it.
Referee's ruled offside, so that's, oh, there's a bit of cheek too. So the referee marches the Balmain side 10 metres. Well, wouldn't you want to know?
Solomon Hamono.
Looks like Solomon's going to have a lovely 10 minutes breather.
He is.
Ooh, so that gives the Magpies an opportunity now with the Tigers being reduced to 12 men.
Hamono sent to the sin bin for 10, obviously mouthing off. And referee Lawrence. So Dinova shoots for touch on the eastern side of the ground. If they can score and convert, they're right back in this game. Yeah, they've now got some quality field position.
They need to be the next to score.
Doherty, Dinova, no one really going forward for them. No, Bonner, the only one running onto the ball. He has it now.
They just need to
not going up in
football.
numbers. Scandalis. Ooh, on the left-hand side of the field. The western side of Leichhardt Oval. Back to Mesha, he plays it. Now Georgialis dummies, pops the pass for Matthew Spence. Good run by Spence, still going. Tackle 10 metres out. Western Suburbs half a chance here. Plays it, in fact, 9 metres out. Doherty to Leo Dinova. Looking for support, found it. Trying to offload on the outside for McGuinness. The ball hit the deck though. Travis Baker in 19, I think he'll find through that pass, didn't he?
Yes, it was Baker, and what you'll find is Western Suburbs come up with another fumble. There's Dinova there. Well, that's got to be a Western Suburbs feed, surely.
Muller can position himself in between the two, didn't he, the Balmain winger?
So the referees, there's the errors there. 13 to Western Suburbs, 10 to Balmain.
Horrific error rate, 23 so far in the game. And Solomon Hamono being sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes just a couple of moments ago for mouthing off at the referee.
That's what SB means, does it, on the screen?
for a genius. Here's Walker. Powerful player today for the Balmain side. Still managed to get the ball away to Nabel. Got away from the first tackle, got away from the second, but not the third. Quick play to balls from Balmain. The Magpies cannot get back and set their defensive line. He was offside. Made no attempt to retire.
Scandalis is probably lucky he's not going to the bin. He was blatantly offside. Here it is here on the inside. Comes from an offside position. And I wouldn't have been surprised to see Scandalis spend some time in the bin, but the referees decided against it.
I think Rod Lawrence has been impressive today for only his second first-grade game. You'd be interested to know, Mario, also that he comes from that famous nursery for players and now referees, it seems, South Sydney Juniors.
How are South going at the moment, Sean?
Yes, we prefer not to talk about yesterday's game. Thanks, David.
Good hit too.
I'm surrounded by rabbits this afternoon. Former captain Mario, current captain Sean. As Balmain again surge into Western Suburbs territory. Really, the Balmain fans here want a penalty for blatant offside, and I agree with them. Referee says play on, though, as O'Neill goes for a run. Pop the pass back to Nabel, who called for it. A one-handed pass. They're 31 metres out, the Balmain side, leading by 20 points to 12 as it comes across from Price to Sinclair. He's looking for the fullback, Joel Kane. Elected not to give it to him. Oh, Webber it wasn't. Was it Webber on the far side of the field? No, it wasn't. It was Villasante, who couldn't hang on to it.
Villasante had just absolutely dropped the ball cold. There was a chance there too on the left-hand side. Great offload by Sinclair. The Tigers, they've been disappointed. There's the errors there. 11 to Balmain, 13 to Western Suburbs. A lot of errors right through the day today, and
many of which have been unforced. I mean, if there's big hit after big hit happening, you can obviously expect errors, don't you? But just been some scrappy stuff. Now Dinova got the pass away to a hard-charging support player. Now across the field comes Brooker. He's 10 metres in from the Western touchline. This is Travis Baker. Mesher. On the short side they come, Western Suburbs, trying to find some holes out there. Dale Bonner's going to get up and play it. I like the way he plays the game, Bonner. He runs onto the ball, doesn't he, Mario? With great vigour. Brabeck now in jumper number 12. Ball pops out again. But it's a penalty to Western Suburbs. Referee says it was raked out.
I really don't envy the referees. It's such a difficult decision to make. Was it raked? Was it pulled out? Did the player just drop the ball? There it is there. Let's have a look at it. Well, judging by what I can see there, I think the ball was raked out, so the referee was correct.
I agree.
Now we see Western Suburbs with another attacking chance. Let's see what they can get up to here.
Mesher to tap restart. Dorahy works the run around with Georgialis. And coming onto it was Matthew Fuller. Really amounted to nothing. It looked pretty for a moment. Mesher pulls a player back inside. There's good defence. Good robust stuff in the centre of the ruck by Richard Villasante for the Balmain side. Now, Georgialis pops the pass on the outside to Scandalis. Scandalis has had a busy game. Now it's Bonner again.
Great attacking chance now. They're going to move the ball to the right, Western Suburbs.
Georgialis wanted it on the short blind. Dorahy saw a gap open, but the defence converged on him, including Adam Starr, who dived full body length to get there. Here's a chance now for Balmain. This is Morecambe.
He's cornerback.
Says bring it back. It's a scrum.
It actually came off a Balmain player into the arms of another. Here it is here. Balmain moving up in defence. There it is here. I think that's Sinclair straight into the arms of Morecambe. And the referee no, it was actually off Carl or on the Morecambe. And the referee correctly ruled a scrum with the Western Suburbs side getting the feed. So another great attacking chance for Western Suburbs. And don't they need to be the next side to score?
Too true. 20-12 they trail. Chance for Georgialis. Straight from the base of the scrum. He's walked through them.
That's the softest try I've seen.
Look at the jubilation. The Magpies know they're back in the game. How easy was that?
That must have been. There's Cherry. Cherry's given the Balmain guys a bit of a mouthful.
Mario, we saw Balmain score an easy try, a set play from a scrum win a little while ago. That was easy. That was much softer.
Yeah, Balmain fell asleep there. It was a scrum win. Georgialis playing lock. Here it is here. Georgialis has the lock forward, picks the scrum, picks the ball up from the scrum, and there's no one home. Right on the line. The defence has got to be stronger than that, and he can't believe it. And isn't he happy?
Sinclair came across, but
The Tigers are back.
The horse had bolted. Another look at it from a different angle. Georgialis all on his own. They didn't break from the scrum. The Balmain back rowers. A saloon passage presented itself.
He's had a good game today, Georgialis.
He's
wholehearted in everything he does, and he's always been on the ball, works very hard in defence, so he deserves that try. I'm sure Wayne Pearce on the other side of the coin would be absolutely filthy. It was such a simple try.
20-16 with this kick still to come. Hodson 18 metres out, 10 metres to the right of the posts. Has kicked okay today. Moves in. Oh, put the jinx on the boy. Oh, I've dead set mocked him. 20 points to 16. No change in the scoreline.
Well, that's just a basic fundamental error there from the lock forward for Balmain. I think it was Stephen Price actually playing lock at the time. Should have come out. That's Georgialis is his man. Jason Sinclair did all he could, but he really had to stay with his 5'8". Bad blunder by Balmain.
Still leading by 4 points.
As
away we go.
The chant goes up from the Tigers supporters. They realise how important this 2 competition points is today.
Always great atmosphere at Leichhardt, isn't it? Thoroughly enjoy coming to watch the football here. And the Tigers fans trying to get their side home. Still plenty of football left in this game. 15.5 minutes remain. We've got a 4-point ball game. Here's the try scorer. And the skipper, Steve Georgialis, tackled on his own 30-metre line. Now the big Englishman, Harvey Howard, 30 years of age. Dinova to the open side they come. Spence standing out wide, got the pass back to Dorahy. Got a support player, the Western Suburbs number 7. He can get himself positioned. Now back to Dinova. And he kicks. Joel Kane watches it dribble over the Western touchline, some 15 metres out from the Balmain try line.
Yeah. 14 minutes to go before full time, and believe it or not, the game is in the balance. The Tigers 20 points to 16. And it's been an untidy afternoon for both these sides, but at the end of it, there's 2 valuable competition points.
Well said. Price feeds the scrum, comes out to Sinclair. Spectacular looking tackle. Referee says play on. Sinclair gets up a little groggily as Villasante now plays it for the Balmain side. They lead by 4 points. Jason Lowry, a pass that didn't need to be thrown, and Western Suburbs have got a huge overlap on the left-hand side of the field. Travis Baker, though, didn't really look to his outside man. Not the right option there. Here's Howard trying to do it on his own and run straight over the top of the Balmain tacklers. They'll play at 7 metres out, Western Suburbs. Mesha, now it's back to Spence. He's very close. A couple of blades of grass short.
He's had a good game, Spence. He's done some very good things. Tigers under pressure.
So Western Suburbs back on the attack again from Georgialis to Dinova, looking for numbers, and it's a Balmain intercept. Morecambe it was, racing up, and took it from the air before Hodson could get his hands on it.
Yeah, just poor execution there. Dinova passed it right into the arms of Morecambe, who'd moved up into the defensive line. Balmain, though, they're not helping themselves, although that's going to take a bit of pressure off them. As we see a penalty go to the Balmain Tigers, with Solomon Hamano returning from that 10-minute stint in the sin bin. But Balmain, they're not playing smart football at the moment. They've got to really control the football. Let's not forget Balmain are leading by 4 points here.
Sinclair shoots for touch, eastern side of the ground. 12 3/4 minutes remaining in this game, and it's still anybody's. Big Adam Starr now, a willing worker, has had plenty of hit-ups this afternoon. Met by Fuller and McGuinness. Now Solomon, no, it was Jason Lowry, I'm sorry. He got the ball away to Joel Kane, playing in jumper number 1. He's tackled on the Western Suburbs 30-metre line. Now Adam Starr, yet again. He was met by Mesha and others, and Starr's not well.
Looks like he's been hurt.
Quite a bit of concern there.
His left arm.
Harvey Howard.
Let's have a look at what we can see. He runs very upright. There's Cherry Mesha there with the of the ball.
Hang on a moment. A big right hook went in there.
I don't think there was any damage done there. But let's have a look at this angle. There's Harvey Howard going in. Cherry's pretty high. He's trying to get hold of the football.
Harvey Howard. No wonder he was over the top of him, concerned.
Yeah, Harvey comes in with a forearm there. Yeah. Let's hope he's not too seriously injured. There's the tackles there. Balmain 202. And Western Suburbs 163. So Balmain have done a fair bit of work. And there's the line breaks, fairly even.
Next stat for you is the possession in the game so far, and it's exactly equal. So
there you go.
Another stat for you. Time spent in their own half.
Another stat just to hand, boys, as well. The crowd today, 10,153. And Balmain are going to need them all to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit of concern for Adam Starr. Judging by the replay there, he might have creaked his neck.
He's up and about. He's a tough boy. That was nasty contact.
Yeah, he looks a bit shaken. But fortunately for Adam, he's walking around. He appears to be okay.
He's going to come to the sideline for a breather. They had called for the stretcher, and just as the stretcher made its way onto the ground, he got on his feet. 20 points to 16 as Lowry takes another hit up for Balmain. Tackled in the centre of the field, 12 metres out. They swing it down towards the eastern side of the ground as Jason Sinclair juggles it. All thought about. What about that pass? If it came off, it would have been a miracle. I'm glad he thought twice about it, though. Now a kick across the field for Craig Hancock and others. There's plenty of pressure for Western Suburbs. Hancock's got it. That'll be a Balmain try. And referee Lawrence confirms the fact. Well,
George Arliss is absolutely blowing up a tree. He's indicating the video ref, so he feels there's a mistake there somewhere. But referee Rod Lawrence wanted to do nothing with it. There it is there. I told you it was a good kick right on the goal line. Let's see. The ball bounced off the Magpies. Looked like it might have touched the Tiger too,
yeah,
so George Arliss might have had just cause to blow up there.
I agree, looking at that replay.
Really good kick. It's just a lottery there. Off Western Suburbs, off Balmain.
Webber's juggling it now. Was Hancock standing in front of him?
I think he's offside there, Hancock.
So do I.
This will give us a great angle here. Beautiful kick there. And it's right on the goal line where it comes down. Then it becomes a bit of a lottery. Bang, that's off Western Suburbs. But then I think it touched Webber's hands.
I'm sure it
on
did.
to Hancock, who's offside. So George Arliss was blowing up, as I said before, and even, I feel, might have even handled the referee. So we might hear a bit more drama with that as well.
We've had some reports that George Arliss did handle the referee. Not with the same, or not in the same manner quite as much as was the case with Matthew Ridge. Looking at that again, you be the judge at home. It would seem Hancock was offside to the majority in the commentary box, as we see Kane miss the attempted conversion from wide out. 24 points to 16 in favour of Balmain.
Well, it all came down to the accuracy of the kick. It came right a metre in, or not even a metre in from the goal line. And Balmain players, 3 of them there to take advantage of it. I still can't tell whether it did come off Webber or not, but Craig Hancock there, ready, willing and able to put it over the line.
Great run by Walker once again. He's been nothing short of inspirational this afternoon.
Just going back to that try, the referee was right on the spot and he had no hesitation in awarding it. But that's why you've got the facility in the video.
Under the circumstances, I'm sure the referee will regret the decision of not going to the video referee.
Because effectively that ends the game for Western Suburbs, really.
Impossible that he could have been that confident given the circumstances. Now Jason Lowry. He'll be tackled a couple of metres on Western Suburbs side of halfway. Still 9.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. It'll be hard for West now. Hamono, after spending 10 minutes in the sin bin, keen to get back into the action. And as many touches of the football as possible. There's a charge down. West will come up with
play
it
on
through Travis Baker.
Let's see what Western Suburbs can do now.
7 metres in from the Western touchline. 15 metres on their own side of halfway. Hodson's got plenty of speed. He's away. Centre's coming at him, though. The lock forward, and he got him.
He did well to hold the ball, Hodson, there. He's going to push that pass.
Good covering defence from Darren Centre. Good lock forward play. He's something of a prospect, Brett Hodson, don't you think, Mario? When I've seen him play, I've been impressed with him every time.
He's a wholehearted player with plenty of speed. Although you've got to say Western Suburbs' second half performance has been very wholehearted. They've had a very good go, a couple of silly mistakes. Now we see Georgialis on to Denver. Denver's been a little bit disappointing for mine.
After a good start to the game, he's really gone quite backwards.
They're just going backwards. It summarises Western Suburbs. They've got to go forward to football. Where's Harvey Howard?
He's going to take the hit up now, I think you'll find. 10 metres on Balmain's side of halfway. No, Denver wanted it. Now it comes back to a man on the inside. Being Matt Fuller, it's still away. They keep it alive. It comes out to Matthew Spence. He's got some support there in Baker. Oh, beautiful flick pass on the inside. No, the ball's gone to ground. That surely couldn't be a try.
Great defence by Hancock too. He came over. It was a do-or-die tackle as well, and he was up to it. Good play here by Western Suburbs. Just keeping the ball alive. They're desperate. They're looking for a try. Spence hit the ball at pace too. The offload was good. Looked like the possibility of a try. What about the inside pass there?
To Jared Mills.
Great defence there by Hancock. Just reads. Watch Hancock there on the left-hand side. Just reads it perfectly. Comes across there and forces him into the dead ball line.
Balmain penalty. Let's have another look at that near try.
Well, he's desperately trying to throw the ball back. Yeah, just under pressure, but enterprising play by Western Suburbs, and unfortunately, not good enough.
Just some news on Adam Starr, boys. That incident from Harvey Howard, he's hurt his neck and he won't be back today either.
I'm not surprised. It was a pretty big thump. Centre keeps the ball alive. Now it's Mark O'Neill in number 12 for the Balmain side. Has contributed with his normal solid game this afternoon. That pass was forward from Nable to Walker. Dropped it anyway.
They really have come back to the field without Craig Field, haven't they, the Balmain side? Even the loss of Gillette, it wasn't trying to be funny too. They've come back to the field. But very predictable
I'm glad
Balmain.
because it wasn't funny.
Very predictable Balmain. Field provides a lot of spark they need.
Repeating, if you may have just joined us, Craig Field leaving the field midway through the first half with a suspected broken collarbone. Tragedy for Balmain and for the number 7. It was just a matter of minutes after he laid a try on for the Balmain side. Now, on the blind side comes Siriako Mesha in jumper number 9, and he's hurt. Head clash perhaps with Darren Centre. Michael Breinbeck in 12 now for Western Suburbs. 24 points to 16. In favour of the Tigers, back to Leo Dinova. This time it's a Moan, the giant strapping 18-year-old who made a big break early in today's game, about midway through the first half, in fact. Now Dinova, and a long ball which lands on the chest. Hodgson ended up getting the ball, then passed it to his winger Jared Mills, who was not there.
Yeah, they're under pressure, Western Suburbs, but they need to score and score very quickly. There it is there, Denver, nice long pass. But it's hard to play rugby league when you're under pressure. Errors like that occur. And Western Suburbs, you can't question their effort. There's the errors there, pretty even, 16 to 14. Yeah, their effort's been good though. Western Suburbs, talent-wise, they just struggle around the ruck.
There's a determination for them to throw it wide, isn't it, Western Suburbs? They did the same thing last week. Their passes stuck. Unfortunately, today that hasn't been the case.
So Balmain, once again, launch another attacking raid.
Good run, Villasante.
Excellent run, Villasante. He has got some talent, this kid, just 19 years of age. There's big Solomon Hamono. Did well to throw the Western Suburbs defenders away so he could free his arms. On the Western Suburbs 40, the Balmain side play it. Now Walker, I think, being the best player on the field this afternoon for mine.
He's been like a little bulldozer, isn't he? There's a nice run there.
By Nable.
It's Adam Nable. Very quick out of dummy half.
He's had a pretty good shooting game today. That's tackle number 5, according to referee Rod Lawrence. And now the kick comes from Jason Sinclair. Hodgson is perfectly positioned.
Hodgson's another one from Western Suburbs who's been wholehearted in his game today. Always on the ball and tried very hard. Even Scandalis too, he's had a big game as well.
Western Suburbs trying to get themselves out of their own danger zone. Dane Dorahy to play it. 15 metres out, right in front of his goalposts. Not long left in the game now. 3 3/4 minutes remaining, in fact. And so Balmain will record their 5th victory of 1999. As Western Suburbs again keep the ball alive. Dinova wrapped up comprehensively, though. There's some sloppy lying about in the ruck there. Balmain lucky not to concede a penalty.
Good defence
by Stephen Price in 18. One of 2 Stephen Prices running around in the game.
Yeah, George Arliss looks like it's a back injury. The referee stopped play. It doesn't look too serious there. Obviously, he's got a bit of a scare there, George Arliss. Tough customer too.
His commitment this afternoon.
You already gone the bin. Go to the blood bin for me too. Blood bin. Yes, blood bin.
Ramono being sent to the blood bin.
Here it is here. George Arliss turns his back on the defence and bang, Ramono absolutely gives him a serve with the shoulder.
And that's ordinary play, isn't it?
Yeah, ordinary play.
That's a cheap shot at its best, that one, and that can really hurt you. That hurts your neck and your back, especially when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that is really disappointing stuff. Enough said. We'll leave it to the experts to sort it out during the week if they feel it's appropriate. Under 3 minutes remaining now as Matthew Spence for Western Suburbs does a good job to get the ball away to Hodgson. He's got some speed too, inside pass. It's been a wholehearted effort from Hodgson.
He's picked up a knock on there. Rod Lawrence, he's had a fairly good game. As Sean mentioned earlier, it's only his 2nd first-grade game. And no doubt he'll learn a lot from this game. Wouldn't have been an easy game to handle too, David. A lot of mistakes. And judging by what we're hearing, his communication with the players has been great as well.
Bit of aggro in the game too, you'd remember, involving a number of players. So he's had a bit to contend with this afternoon, Rod Lawrence. As we wait for the scrum to pack, and the scrum to be therefore fed. 7 metres on Western Suburbs side of halfway. Balmain in possession from the scrum. Webber beat the first tackle of Baker very easily. He's still going, Webber. Baker comes from behind to claim him. Travis Baker in number 19. Hancock away to centre, who looked to pass to the right. There was nobody there. Take the tackle. Well, Hancock elected to pass, but couldn't. Now Walker. Powerhouse effort this afternoon by the Balmain front rower.
It's another great offload too by Walker. He's certainly head and shoulders in terms of Balmain's best, Walker.
Mark O'Neill to get up and play it. Now Lowry, he winds up the legs. He's got support too to his left, got it away to Price. There's a long pass on the outside to Carlaw. And now to Morecambe. And Morecambe, is he there?
Yes.
Another try for Balmain on the far side of the field. 28 points to 16 with a kick to come with only 60 seconds left on the clock in this match.
It was actually a good passage of play. Lowry scooted for dummy half and then the lateral passing. That pass there was an absolute beauty. And Carlaw, doesn't he hit the ball at pace? Morecambe, good winger, steps on the inside, shows a lot of strength as well, and he's able to put the ball down. How about the head-on shot? Lowry running like a 3-year-old. The offload. Then a nice long pass there from Price, and Carlaw hits the ball at pace, and Morecambe, good elusive player, and he just gets the ball down. Great try, nice way to finish from Morecambe.
From where we're broadcasting from, as you know, Murray, you couldn't see him put the ball down. Looked like he was just sitting up on his knees. He did, though, as the front-on shot proved conclusively. And here's the conversion from Kane, a long way out. Had the direction for a while, then fell short. 28 points to 16.
Well, Jason Lowry, that's why he's leading the hit-ups, the offloads, I should say, on the NRL. Gets another one away, and Morecambe there to finish off. Still had a fair bit of work to do, but got the ball over the line. Good Balmain there.
Thanks, Sean. Good to work with you again today. And hope you can turn the Rabbits around.
Anytime, David.
There's full-time scoreline at Leichhardt Oval. After leading by 10 points to 6 at half-time, Balmain went right on with the job. and proved too good for Western Suburbs. But I think it's fair to reflect on something that you said, Mario, that they did come to play football today. West, they did compete. Their commitment was there.
Well, they did compete. They competed very well, and Balmain go away with 2 valuable competition points.
So repeating the full-time scoreline, Balmain 28, defeating Western Suburbs 16 for the Tigers, their 5th win of the season. Thanks for your company at Leichhardt this afternoon. Enjoy your week.